Hello and welcome back. Today we've got another £500 of £2 coins we're going to be hunting through, looking for commemoratives, or ones with more than face value, but ideally missing ones from the book. Commonwealth Games Northern Ireland, that's what we really need to finish the book. There is also a space for the Navy Centenary with the flag error, which it can be a nice variant to come across. Otherwise we're complete, so we'll get into these bags to see what we find today. Okay then, bag number one we'll get into. So that's Technologies, the standard definitive design used on £2 coins up until 2015. Some of these have lower minted years, but they're not desirable enough coins that I keep my eyes peeled for them. Unfortunately, bag number one, we have a case of the Diddleys. But hopefully, we're just getting our bad luck out of the way early to find some incredible coins later in the bag, but we won't know till we find some, I guess. Just got to keep up the hunt. But no, it's been a while since we've had a £2 coin come out. Not just circulation, but released for collectors to buy. Obviously we had a couple in the annual set at the start of the year. Oh, we've got Jodie Clark's 5th and final portrait of the Queen, which means it's going to be something. It's the Army Centenary, so we check for the rotation error, which wasn't there. Edge inscription for King and Country, that's all correct, so that is the circulating version, one of the more common coins you'll come across out in your change. Oh, we've got Brunel's Achievements, the Archers at Paddington Station, another fairly common coin. So I did check for the errors, and we'll check for an error on the Rugby World Cup as well. We also have counters tracking how many of this coin we find over the course of filling the book, along with some other coins, some common, some uncommon. It's just nice to see at the end of completing the book how many of each of these, of some of the denominations that we found. Rotation error, sadly not, as it should be. So some errors I will look for during the hunt, ones that are more prevalent and definitely out there, but at the end of the video I will flick through all of the coins, all the commemoratives and the technology definitives, looking to see whether we are fortunate enough to come across any other errors. We don't find an error every single hunt, but it's usually every 3 or 4 episodes we'll find like a double die obverse or a rotation error. Edge inscriptions, I've only ever found one edge inscription error, but it would be lovely to find more of those, and if we don't look we definitely won't find. There's a couple of things. Golden Guinea there, that's a smidge over face value, and then Brunel's Portrait, which is the companion to the Brunel's Achievements, which we found earlier. So there we go. We've got plenty of bags to get through. Let's see if we are... Oh, it's just damaged. It just sounded a little bit weird as I flicked it over to my hand. Right, Lord Kitchener. It's a fairly common coin, but there is a very rare and valuable error version, a mule error. They've used 2 dies from 2 different coins rather than the pair of dies which should make this coin. Easy way to check if you have the mule error on the Lord Kitchener. On the obverse, the head side, it should say £2 at the bottom here, which on this one it does, so this is not the mule error. If you find a Lord Kitchener and it doesn't say £2 at the bottom on the obverse, the head side of the coin, that is the mule error. That would be a very, very nice find. They are out there. I know someone who found one. Well, I know a couple of people who have actually found them over the years. Shakespeare's comedies there. That's the rarer of the 3 Shakespeares, so that's nice to see. Check the edge inscription. All the World's a Stage. That one is correct. 2016 seems to have been a bad year for the Royal Mint and their edge inscription, so I do check them during the hunt. When I remember, sometimes I forget things like the Britannias, and sometimes I forget a Shakespeare, but even if I forget to do it whilst we're doing the hunt, I of course at the end I'm going to go through them all and see whether we find anything of exciting value. Right, another Army Centenary with no rotation error, King and Country, that's all fine. Right then, should we do an edge hunt? We haven't done one of those yet. Okay, I get them all in my hand. So what we're doing is just reading the text on the edge of the coin, because the edge inscriptions are unique to the designs. You can tell if it says standing on the shoulders of giants, it's going to be just a definitive technologies. But I think that might be all the way going to get here. This one looks very shiny though. Oh, look at that. 1998. Come off it, that's a proof coin, isn't it? If you look. So this, to me, looks like a proof coin that has been put out into circulation. It's got, obviously, if you ignore the scratches, in the clear background fields, it's sort of a mirrored finish. The portrait of the Queen is frosted. I think that is a proof coin that somehow has ended up in circulation. Very cool. I don't think it's going to be hugely valuable, because if you want to buy a proof technologies coin, you're going to buy it in a set, not one that's been found out in circulation. So, although not hugely valuable, the chances of finding that, pretty slim to none. Okay then, Edge Inscription Hunt again, see if we can find a commemorative. We've got giants, shoulders, giants, giants, shoulders, 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 standing of giants standing. We'll just double check, in case I've missed something. That's all fine. We'll try again. Try again. Although we have technically found something by the edge inscription, just not a commemorative, which is what we actually look for. Okay, giant standing. Oh, here we go. Per member. As you can see there, third on the right. It is the Guy Fawkes Gunpowder Plot. There we go. So sometimes it does look like it says per member or per membep. It's just the kicker of the R. Where is it? There we go. How close can we get? So yeah, sometimes the kicker of the R is a little bit obscured, or not. It hasn't been, because obviously they roll over the die plate and that puts the letters on. Sometimes it's not as well ingrained. Sometimes you'll see bits of missing letters, or letters or numbers that are missing entirely. That's quite common. It's just because they strike so many coins for circulation. There's going to be those odd little variances, so it's not going to add huge amounts of value, unfortunately. Is that all we're getting? I think it might be. At least we found a commemorative though. Oh, did I miss that? Oh dear. Brunel's achievements. Yeah, many irons in the fire. Whoopsie. That's why we do the double check. In the past, back when I did my weekly live streams, I did exactly the same. Didn't edge hunt, didn't spot anything. In my defence, the live stream viewers didn't spot it either. But it was a Commonwealth Games £2 coin. So always worth double checking, because you don't want to be chucking Commonwealth Games £2 coins back into circulation. Then we have Charles Darwin, one for our Charles versus Charles counter. Charles Darwin versus Charles Dickens. That one is a smidge over face value. Charles Dickens is not. Brunel's portrait, very nice. Just put that into shot. Oh, that's quite cool, finding a proof coin. Now see, I am normally quite sceptical when I see things, and I don't like to, if I'm unsure, I don't like to guess or put false information out there. But I'm fairly confident that one whether it's been in circulation or not, it's still been struck to proof standard. Brunel's achievements there. However, like I said, if you were to buy a proof £2 coin for your collection and that turned up, I wouldn't be too happy with the condition it's in. So yes, when we talk about whether something is proof, circulated, uncirculated, it's not so much to do, or bring to uncirculated, it's not so much to do with whether it's been in circulation or not, it's the standard it's been struck to. VE Day Anniversary, no rotation error. Yeah, proof coins are struck generally at lower speeds, more times than a circulated coin is. Another Shakespeare's Comedies is not the nicest of conditions, but All the World's a Stage, that's fine. The first one we found today was much nicer than that one. Right. I apologise about my squeaky desk. I don't know what has happened. All of a sudden, I put my elbow down and it starts squeaking. Oh, steam locomotive there. We'd have counters tracking that one. Again, it's one of the less common coins, if that makes any sense. Jodie Clark's fifth and final portrait again. It is Shakespeare's Histories, the more common of the three Shakespeares. The hollow crown is the correct edge inscription for that. We'll just move those along so we can keep the Shakespeares together. Now we are just to Shakespeare Tragedies off completing the sets. This is an active union. Again, check for the rotation error. No. That's it for that bag. We've still got plenty of coins to get through, and we found a whole range of exciting stuff, which is always a positive. You never know what might turn up the rest of the hunt. Another VE Day Anniversary with no rotation error. And there's a Charles Dickens to tie up 1-1 Charles versus Charles for today. Obviously, overall, in all the videos I've done, I've been keeping track of my Charles £2 coins. Charles Dickens is very much in the lead, which is to be expected. It's a much more common coin. But I thought it'd be interesting to see how many more we find. How many more we find of those Charles Dickens versus Charles Darwin. Alright, another active union. Easy to tell which way, because sometimes it's easy to get it confused which way round the coin should be. I always think you've got the Thistle of Scotland, which is north of the Rose of England, which hopefully will help you out if you're trying to look for that rotation error as well. Right. But no, I'm off to the Royal Mint a few times over the coming months. I think I'll have already gone to the Mint by the time this video goes up for my trip in March to get the George Orwell £2 Strike Your Own. But we know when it's going to be changing to the Red Arrows 50p, which I've already got booked in mid-April. I can't remember the actual date in April I'm going off the top of my head, and I don't have my handy note to hand, which I normally have stashed away. No, oh dear. Oh, actually I do. Hold on. You can tell I'm organised. 13th of April, 2 PM. That's when I'm going down to get the Red Arrows 50p. Right, Charles Dickens there. Another one for the counters. And then we've got the Act of Union once more. No rotation error on that one either. But we do know the Strike Your Own will be changing again in May. It is the VE Day anniversary, and again I apologise, I've forgotten the date. I think the VE Day anniversary is the 9th of May. It's a Thursday. Hold on. Let's try and not give out nonsense information. It's the 8th. Okay, so the 8th of May is the VE Day anniversary. I think from what I read, the 9th of May is when the Stories of the Second World War 50p will become the Strike Your Own. But whether that Thursday, if there is a strike on the day, everything is pointing in the right direction that there will be. What coin it's going to be, I don't know. I hope it's not the Stories of the Second World War coin. I hope it's a unique coin just for that day. Oh, Charles Darwin there. That's 2-2 now. There we go. He doesn't like being beaten, does he? And there's Marconi's wireless transmission. Very nice. But no, I think it's a safe bet, especially because it's a Thursday. If you need to book the day off of work, I think it's a safe bet to book that day off and sit and wait for the tour tickets to become available. The date shows as being unavailable or fully booked on the Royal Mint Experience website, but I think that's just to hold the date so they can release tickets closer to the time. Trinity House there, another fairly common coin. And that brings us to the last bag for today's hunt. Well, good hunt. We've had some very nice finds today. I'm quite chuffed with that. As usual, down in the description of this video, you'll find a link across to my coin collecting Discord server if you'd like to come and join me and other coin collectors over on that. There's also links to my other social media channels, the PO Box address if you'd like to write into me, and of course a link to the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel, the company I work for as my day job, so please do check them out too. I'm just going to whiz through all these coins and see if I've missed out on any exciting errors. Well, unfortunately no exciting errors to be found in amongst all of those coins, but as I said, we did get a range of interesting coins. I think for me the star find has got to be that 1998 proof looking coin. I think it's proof. It's got to be, hasn't it? Let me know what you think about it down in the comments. All it leaves me to do now though is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.